to a conference call on an old telephone system where you can't hear this stuff, where you couldn't hear somebody 2 meters away in the same room.
With the technology we have now, all of that has changed. You hear everything. The audio quality is pretty much as good as being in the room.
In the past, conference calls used to be, you walk into a room, lots of you around a table, you had a big Polycom unit in the middle, and you all gathered around that, and it was never on mute.
Nowadays, it's much more personal conferencing at your desk, and you tend to put the headset on mute a lot more, or the headset's got much better technology to cut out the background noise.
I was talking to one of my customers in Belgium that had just installed the new Microsoft OCS-based voice system using PC and local area networks and wide area networks. And they said that the call clarity was so high that when people stopped talking, they actually thought that the call was interrupted. So they had to introduce some noise on the lines to make people comfortable with the old style telephone communications. Isn't that funny?
After 10 years of touring and throwing over voice over IP, it's now about to happen. I believe the technology is in place, the bandwidth is in place, the major partners and players are in place for the long overdue move to TCP/IP-based telephony and video. And I think it's going to happen in the next 2 years.
If I'm having a one-on-one call using our OCS office communicator system, and if it's within our network, it's wideband audio all the way, much higher fidelity compared to standard telephony. And with that, I can hear much more of what a person is trying to get over to me. I can hear much more of their voice. And just because of that, that's where I hear a little bit more of the background noise sometimes, or I pick up a little bit more about what's going on around them in a call.
The whole thing about IP-based communications builds on everything that Plantronics has to offer and has done over the last 40 years. It's still all about fit, comfort, reliability, robustness. These big players in the marketplace, Cisco and Microsoft, they're coming to us. They view us as an important part of this because of that end-user experience.
Going forward, for anybody who's in a sales or marketing type of role, anybody who sells, you don't even need to be in a formal sales function. Yeah, it's very important to get your points across. Now that the trend is not to travel unnecessarily, therefore remote sales presentations, product presentations will become a very important part of effective business. In doing that, I'm absolutely convinced that people will be rated as to their capabilities to do that. In fact, a lot of companies are already doing remote screening interviews over the phone. And particularly if you're recruiting somebody for the contact center industry, it's actually quite easy. You're in charge of your resources, you're an operations director, you have a conversation for not even half an hour with people, you know exactly what kind of energy they're transmitting on the other side. You can hear them smile, right? And so therefore, absolutely crucial indeed.